Binetti, and I'm going to show you how to plant a purple Splendor container garden. Now this is an urn in my front yard, and here's one money-saving tip. I am reusing my potting soil. Yes, I am, but the trick is I added a couple of scoops of fresh potting soil, and then I dug deep with my trowel, getting out any clumps of root masses from last year, and then of course I added fertilizer because it's a slow release plant food. I'll also use some liquid fertilizer partway through the summer just to give the plants in my urn a good dose of plant food, because especially when you reuse potting soil, you want to make sure there's nutrients. Okay, now that soil is nice and fluffy. It's not compacted from last winter. And now for my purple Splendor design. First thing you want to do is remember that you're going to need some contrast to all the deep purples. This is a plant called Sinico Angel Wings. It's going to go up front and center. So to get it out, squeeze the pot, it slips right out. The plant tag I will slide in so nobody sees it. I don't want to see the plant tag, but I want to know where it is in case somebody asks me what it is and I've forgotten. And now I'm going to just loosen the roots a little bit. This is going to be seen from your view right here, from inside the house. So I'm orientating the plants towards this view here. So this is going to go in the front. I'm going to kind of tilt it a bit so you can see all the foliage. Okay, now I'm going to put in the tallest plant, and this is called a Binetti. It's a type of Callus. And again, the tag, I'm going to slip way back here so I'll know where it is. Turn this upside down. Now, you see how wet this root ball is? That's because the night before planting, I soaked all these plants in a basin of water. It's a warm day today, and I want to make sure that they're not stressed by lack of water. That root ball, it's not too bad. I'm not going to really rough it up. Now this plant does great in cool weather. Maybe partway through the summer it'll stop blooming. That's okay. I'll cut it back because by then the big bruiser of this purple Splendor garden, and this is the night sky petunia. It's a very aggressive type of petunia, so it's going to fill in the space when the daisy blooms of the cooler loving plant is done. Okay, now that's a lot of roots. Just lift it up a bit. And I'm going to plant this near the edge so it can cascade over. There. Okay, so I've got my thrillers here, and now for my spillers. This is the purplest of all the plants I'm using. And this is a Calibraceae. Here's a tip for Calibraceae. They kind of like to be kept on the dry side. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to put it towards the edge so it can spill over. And I'm going to plant it rather high. What that means is rather than sink it way down so all the water collects, I'm kind of putting it on the edge so that most of the moisture will be in the center and the Calibraceae will be hanging over the edge. And finally, the Nemesia. And this is a great plant again for the cool, and it is from Proven Winners, which is a company that makes really improved and wonderful plants. I love that colors. It's kind of a great plum color. I'm going to plant that right here. And you know what I really like is the contrast of textures. The huge bold leaves of the angel wings and the finer tiny flowers of the Nemesia, which have a little bit of a light purple in it to play off. We've got the tubular-shaped blooms of the Calibraceae and the whirl of this Binetti, and finally the night sky petunia. So there we have it. I would just kind of push the soil down, water that well, and this is a purple Splendor container urn that's going to look great all summer long. This has been Marianne Binetti with easy answers for great gardens.